Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is cinematic trailer, not actual gameplay, Dan Ryan.
Just not a release date in sight.
The first words, the first thing you see. Let's get started. Cinematic trailer, not actual gameplay. Good job. Anyway, it's time for the May 10, 20, 30, 40, where we look back at notable game releases from 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago. How stoked are we for the Meta VR showcase?
Oh my god!
Couldn't even get through without laughing. Prepare your minds to be blown, Facebook style, because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now.
I love getting blown.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry. Was that out loud? Shit.
This is episode 465. I'm so glad. Now I'm officially so glad I'm editing this episode. This is episode 465. It's the week of June 2nd, 2023. It's next month by the time you guys listen to this. We're in the past.
Man, it's June.
Fuck, we've got a lot to cover. We have a whole lot of doing tonight, and I've been up since 4 because my daughter's sick, and you know she always comes to me when she's sick. Just like saunters into the bedroom like, Daddy, I need snuggles. Like,
Daddy, some shit's going down, motherfucker.
Here's the thing about her coming into the room last night. She's not feeling well, so of course I get up and I go in there. But earlier in the day, she's talking about how like her toe itched. Like, okay, all right, we'll keep an eye on it. You know, like it's just more than usual. We'll keep an eye on it.
My toe itches. Oh no, that sucks. Fucking nut up.
Sorry to be you. So
Jesus,
I'm like,
kid.
I'm laying in bed with her last night, giving her the snuggles. And then, like, as she's starting to fall asleep, she's like, you know, rubbing her feet underneath her blanket, like, a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you doing okay there, kid? She's like, no, both my feet are itchy. And then I went and looked at her feet, and I'm like, you took a shower earlier today. Did you wash your feet? Like, yeah, I always wash my feet. Like, do you wash the bottoms of your feet? No. So you never wash the bottoms of your feet? No, I wash the tops.
Oh.
Okay, I think I figured out why your feet are itchy. Because you walk around barefoot outside all the time, and then you don't wash the bottoms of your feet?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's why. That's what happens when you don't shower. You get itchy. It's like she's been very like anti-shower lately. She thinks they're boring.
Sure.
She's got no problem with being clean. She just doesn't want to be bored. I'm like, take some toys in with you. Have a good time. It's a fucking shower. Go nuts.
Get her some fucking shower crayons or something.
She has them. She's got all kinds of shit. Just doesn't use it. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be lonely in the shower.
Oh my god. I love being lonely in the shower.
Favorite place to be. Look forward to it all goddamn day.
It's warm. It's steamy.
Mm-hmm.
You shower at night?
No, I shower in the middle of the day.
Do you? That's fucking weird.
It's my option.
That's weird.
That's my option.
That's fair.
There is no shower at night. It's either I can relax at night or I can shower at night. So what I do is I shower, like if I'm exercising, I'll be exercising in the middle, like while the kids are at school, and then I'll right before it's time to go pick up the kids from school, that's when I take my shower. Because that's the last point of time where it's not just... See, if I go take a shower after the kids get home from school, that means that means they have the power play. It's 2-on-1.
Right.
Right? If Karen takes a shower, you know, then it's me and 2 kids. So if I take the shower before the kids get home from school, it's still 2-on-2. I can still handle both of them. So, you know, it just seems to where it makes the most sense. But anyway, it's weird that she doesn't wash her feet. Now she knows how to. So I take her into the bathroom and I wash her feet, and then she goes to sleep. But then I don't go to sleep because she woke me up at 4 and can't get back to sleep, and I get to get up at 6 anyway, so.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, video games. You didn't play anything, right?
No, God, I went back to work this week, and as I was telling you before we started recording, not being in my 20s anymore means that I do not heal nearly as quickly as I am used to, and I find that very frustrating. And like I went back to work and got home from work and sat on the couch and was like, oh, I'm very tired. Like, I am going to look at Marvel Snap for like a couple of minutes and maybe try to clear a dungeon or two in pad. And then I'm going to tuck my head over here in the corner of the couch until Tiff says, hey, it's getting late. You should probably go shower and go to bed. And I'm going to say, yeah, that sounds about right. And that was my week because I'm not fucking 20 anymore, Chris.
Well, that sucks.
And that sucks. Yeah, it sucks big time. Because I fucking hate feeling useless and I'm just sitting around and like, I don't like people waiting on me. I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? Let me get it for you. Sit down. Like, no, fucking, I'm hard-headed. I'm a hard-headed fucking typical male patient where I'm like, no, I'm good. Fuck off. See, yes, put your legs off. I'm the Black Knight. That's what I am. You're fucking loony.
Well, let's blow through this real quick. I very unfortunately fell off Advance Wars this week. I didn't get any Advance Wars done this week, and I'm very sad about that.
Hiss.
My goal was to get at least one battle done a week, because I'm so thoroughly into Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't want to stop playing Advance Wars. I want to make sure I keep that fresh. So the goal was do one campaign a week. That's it. Just one battle a week. That'll keep me on my toes. That's all I need.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. It just didn't happen this week because I was way too goddamn busy. Again, working on my Zelda videos. I did the number 4. So part 4 is done. I just uploaded it to YouTube now. It'll go up on Monday. And that was 4 Swords, Wind Waker, 4 Swords Adventures, and Minish Cap. And I gotta say, having never really played Minish Cap, going through and like getting all the video footage together for it, that game looks cool as shit. I'm really excited to play that game at some point. I was never really blown away by the intro to it before. You know, I played the beginning, I was like, this is okay. But boy, I went through going through the footage of all the stuff that happens in that game. Like, I haven't seen everything. I just kind of jumped around a lot to find the specific things I needed. But like, damn. That game looks cool as hell, and it doesn't look. It's not very long, so it's just it's right there for me. But yes, I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. The only story I will tell is that I decided to engage with a Gliok earlier this week, and it went very poorly a couple of times. I cannot kill a Gliok, and I am nowhere near being able to kill a Gliok. I've actually fought a couple of them. One I bypassed, right? There was a bridge I needed to get across to get to this shrine that I saw. And I'm just trying to get as many shrines as I can because I want to increase my hearts and my stamina. So, but there was a bridge and there's a Gliok right in the middle of it. And like, there's no way around this bridge. So I'm like, all right, how am I going to get I got to find a way to sneak past this motherfucker. But it's a bridge and he's enormous. So there's no sneaking past him. I just get close to him and like, I found out that I could block his flame lasers for like a little bit, but eventually my shield just shattered and I was dead. Like I just couldn't get close to him. What I wound up doing was I wound up climbing under the bridge, and then I ran out of stamina and I drowned. And then like on my second or third attempt, like I kept getting farther, like figuring out ways to get farther. And then I was like, I was jumping off the bridge, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking Wind Waker for a second here, and I shot an ice arrow at the lake, and it made a little island for me. And I was like, so I just kept shooting ice arrows and made myself a little path across the river and made it to the other side. So, bully for me. Got past that guy. And then, just for poops and giggles, I decided to try to sneak up on him, see if I could like grab him by the tail or climb on his back. You can sneak up on him pretty well, but as soon as he sees you, you're fucking dead. There was another Gliok I fought earlier, which is why I had the gusto to attempt to fight this one on the bridge, because I got him. The gall is more like it. I got him down to about half his health. It took like every supply that I had, and then he eventually killed me because all it takes is one shot. It just one shot and I'm toast. But I fought this one where there was this big like hill that I could jump on. And when you jump off a hill and try to shoot an arrow while you're in midair, it goes into slow-mo. So it becomes really easy to like kind of get these individual shots off. and I did the thing where you attach like a bat eyeball to your arrow. You fuse that to an arrow, it becomes a homing arrow. So I would fuse one, shoot it, bullseye, one head, then the other head, then the other head, and that would piss him off enough. And then I would hide while he shot lasers at me. Then I would go back up on top of the rock, jump down, do it again, do that a few more times until all three of the heads' health went down. Then he would fall down, and then I'd go beat him up for a minute, and then I'd run away. And I just kind of kept this process going for a while, but eventually ran out of Kris eyeballs because, I'm doing no damage to the thing, and I got him down to about half his health, and then he murdered the shit out of me.
And he was like, all right, we're done fucking around here.
This is over.
You were fully into the find out portion of your fuck around find out paradigm.
I was kind of afraid, especially earlier on in the game, where like I got really good at Breath of the Wild. Like, I remember starting Breath of the Wild, and anytime a Guardian showed up, I was terrified. I'm like, shit, run, gotta hide. This thing's gonna kill me. And by the end of the game, I'm just like, I'm gonna take all your legs. I'm just gonna take them. You don't get to keep those.
I'm walking up to Guardians and flicking them in the dick.
I'm just what's up? Exactly. I started hunting those things by the time I was done. I'd be like, yes, Guardian, watch this. Just completely demolishing them. And I was afraid,
come here, you prick,
that once I got to Tears of the Kingdom, I was going to be able to do that to like everything. And none of the big monsters were going to be a challenge. And, I came across a Hinox. I was like, okay, a Hinox. I remember how to fight these guys. And I, killed the Hinox nice and quick.
Yeah.
And then I encountered a couple of new monsters, and they were neat. They were fun, but I was able to beat them no problem. And I was like, all right, well, hopefully there's something in this game that proves a huge challenge. And that's it. It's the Gleeoks. I see a Gleeok. I'm still at the stage where I fucking run. And that's great. I like that.
That is great.
And eventually I'm going to figure out how to beat those guys, and then it's going to be awesome. Vengeance will be mine. The only other game to talk about is Murtop.
Sweet vengeance.
Murtop came out this week.
Okay.
Murtop is, it's from, they're not the developers, but it's being published by Flynn's Arcade, the people who published Donut Dodo.
Yeah.
And it's similar to Donut Dodo, except this one is a cross between Dig Dug and Bomberman, and it's fucking great.
That's cool.
It's got the name isn't nearly as good as Donut Dodo. Murtop is not a great name, and
no, it really isn't.
I don't understand that. It's just not a great name. That's this game's only problem. If this was called like Bomb Bunny, then that would be great. That'd be much easier to spread. But Murtop, it's hard to talk about it because like you say Donut Dodo and someone's gonna listen. Like, okay, you just said two absurd words next to each other. What is it? What's a Donut Dodo? But Murtop, not a great name. But it's about an adorable bunny, and it looks just like Dig Dug, and you control just like Dig Dug. But instead of like having your pump, you have bombs like Bomberman, and they act just like the Bomberman bombs, where they explode like in a T shape throughout whatever caverns you've dug. So like you Dig Dug your way through there, and then you got to plant a bomb and then get the fuck out of its way before it blows up and kills you. And you have to. The whole goal is just kill all the monsters on the screen, just like in Dig Dug. It is fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. It looks similar to Donut Dodo, as in it looks like an authentic old arcade game, but modern kind of. Like
That's
just
awesome.
A little bit cleaned up. It is really cool, and I got it for free.
Well, that's exciting.
I was extremely excited by it. So on Twitter, Flynn's Arcade was posting that they were going to do a giveaway. And so I, the whole like, you go on Twitter, you tag somebody and etc. And so I did that. And then they DM'd me and were like, hey, we'd appreciate it if you talk about the game. We'll get you a code. I'm like, really? Okay. All right. I guess they saw like my profile and see what I do. But I mean, I'm not a big deal. I don't know why you would do that, but okay. I'm not gonna say no to it. I was gonna buy it anyway, but now I don't have to. Hooray! And I had a quick exchange with them, and just kind of confirmed their, the inspirations behind the game, and that it was coming to the VCS pretty soon too, which is pretty cool. And yeah, they gave me the code, and I played it, and it's freaking great. And I discovered that Flynn's Arcade has published 2 other games too. Because I asked them if they had any other ones, because I'd never really looked into them that much.
Yeah.
And they have one, I forget the names of both of these, I should look this up, because this was really quite exciting. Where was that DM? they have a game called Galacticon and another one called Eternum EX. I think Galacticon's the one that's super interesting. Galacticon Switch is... Yes, alright, so this game, Galacticon, is a cross between Defender and Joust.
Yeah, I'm into that.
It looks fucking great. I've never heard of it before. Never heard of this before. But it's like, it's laid out just like Joust. You're flying on a little thing, but you shoot lasers just like the Defender lasers. It's so cool. I can't wait to try this game. I still don't even know how much it is, but I'm absolutely interested in it. And the other one's kind of like a, inspired by the original Ghosts and Goblins arcade game. I'm a little less interested in that one. It's still kind of neat. How much is Galacticon?
Yeah.
Loading up the Switch page right now. It's all of $5. Fantastic. So yeah, this Flynn's Arcade company really has me jazzed at the moment. Because I freaking love
really
Donna
awesome.
Dodo. Like, that game was great. And this Murtop is pretty great so far. I haven't played a ton of it, obviously, but I put a couple of games in. It works with the flip grip, so you can play it in Tate mode, because it's super vertical, just like Dig Dug Arcade.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Freaking great. Love it. Get Murtop today and wonder why they called it Murtop and not literally anything else.
I mean, there's so many better names.
It's an adorable bunny that drops bombs.
Bomb Bunny.
Bomb Bunny. Bomber Bunny.
Maybe that's
Bunny bombs.
Maybe that's too close to Bomb Chicken. And they didn't want the negative association with it.
There is no negative association with Bomb Chicken. That game's amazing.
Sorry, that wasn't the one with the negative association. Maybe it's just too close to Bomb Chicken. That's a really bad name.
Yeah, Murtop, not great. But then you look at it, the art's great. Like, the character is adorable. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's do our not E3 stuff. Not E3 season is in full swing. We did last week. We did our predictions, and we did a recap on, I don't know, one of the things I forget. But this week we have 3 things to recap. It was originally 2, but then they threw a last minute curveball at us. We'll be covering the first up, Eon Gaming Showcase, which was on May 22nd. They had a single item. By the way they promoted it, I really thought it was going to be more than one thing. But they announced the XB HD, right? Was that what it was called? Goodness gracious, I'm losing my mind. Yeah. So, what did you think?
I mean, that's sure, great. Like, okay.
The trailer. So it's 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The trailer is interesting. It does a whole lot of not showing the product, then and then a little bit of showing the product. It's similar to the other devices that Eon Gaming has created. It comes in an adorable box that looks like an Xbox. It provides 2 HDMI outputs, 3 LAN adapter bits. Basically, it's like a LAN hub and an HDMI out for the Xbox. It doesn't require any modding. Tech-wise, it looks pretty neat. Price-wise, I'm feeling a little less happy about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose the thing that I don't really understand about it, and this is possibly my ignorance because I am just not a part of the Xbox community in any way whatsoever. But is there a demand for this? Because most of what you would want to replay through the Xbox with an HDMI signal, you already can if you have one of the multitude of current or even semi-current Xbox offerings. Or am I totally incorrect on that?
I don't think you're totally incorrect, but there is definitely a market for being able to play things on your original Xbox, especially considering how moddable the original Xbox is. The original.
Okay, I hadn't considered that part of it.
It's a very.
I'm not a criminal.
It is apparently a very nice modding machine. The thing is that like soft modding it to jailbreak it to put a bunch of old games on. That's a thing you can do, but also like the classic LAN parties and stuff. I don't think you can do that on the newer hardwares. Like I know you can play these games online, but if you want to
that's what I was going to say. Like, where are you going to have a LAN party where there is not Wi-Fi that you can all just host a lobby? Like I don't.
Well, it's
I don't know.
Playing in the same room is a different animal than playing online, and it always has been. No, always will be.
What I'm saying though is that if we go somewhere, right? Like let's just say when we went to what was the fucking convention we went to last year? A video game con, right? That was the ABGC.
LI Retro.
That's where we went last summer, or LI Retro. Thank you. Yeah. So, like, at LI Retro, when you walk in there, it's like, all right, here's the code for the Wi-Fi. So, could you not just have a bunch of people in the same room, but Wi-Fi instead of LAN? I mean, I suppose there's an argument for, like, lag or what. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass because
I do think that stuff's kind of tricky.
Care.
And I think that there's just like we have our preferences with certain things. People just like playing on the original Xbox. I'm not one of those people. I rarely turn on my original Xbox. But there is definitely a market for this kind of stuff, especially for something that doesn't require modding your system, because that's another animal. Also, modern Xboxes are not 100% backwards compatible. There are a handful of games that are only on Xbox that don't work on a 360 or an Xbox One or a Series S or X or whatever. There's a bunch of games that just don't play anywhere else. So there's a market for that. $189.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
That's steep. That's not a lot more expensive. How much can you get a used Xbox for these days? Let's check the old eBay. Let's see.
Probably, I'm gonna guess as you're pulling it up. I'm gonna guess $50, like at the top end. $50 with a couple of games, 2 controllers. Maybe 3 controllers if one of them is a Type Fatty. You know, which, coincidentally, now that we're bringing it up, is Tiff's favorite controller of all time.
The Duke?
Yeah, she's a monster, is what I've decided. Because we almost got into a fist fight. Because I was like, you are just objectively an asshole.
They do seem to be going... They seem to be going anywhere between like $50 and $100. Usually skewing closer to 100.
That seems absurd.
A little bit,
doesn't it?
I guess.
What is wrong with me? I don't know.
That seems
crazy.
I think there's enough stuff that the original Xbox had and does that newer Xboxes were never backwards compatible with. That by this point, it's old enough. Getting a working one, I could see it going for about $100.
God,
but then you're going to spend another $200 for the HDMI out, and that's where things get a little silly. So I don't know. I don't know how this thing's going to go.
Is it doing? And Craig, it's been a while since I watched the trailer. Did they mention anything about like smoothing or graphical enhancements coming through the HDMI? Like it doesn't have any sort of onboard.
Mention any of that stuff in the trailer?
They
all right. So here are all the official factoids from the website, and also all from the pre-order page at StoneAgeGamer.com if you're into this sort of thing. Plug and play HD adapter for original Xbox. No external power required. That's nice.
That is
because sometimes these HDMI things require their own external power. Provides best visual signal possible on original hardware. Losslessly translates the component video to HD, 480i, 480p, 720p, and 1080i compatible. Lagless input, 2 HD video outports for simultaneous video streaming. That's pretty cool. If you're going to stream something from this box, it's got its own duplicate HDMI out, so you can just do one HDMI to a TV, one HDMI to your streaming device. That's kind of cool. 3.5mm mini TOS link jack. That's a headphone port, I think. Maybe?
Okay.
I don't know. pulling that one out of my head. I don't know what that is. 3 Ethernet points for simplified LAN experience, custom designed plug that matches the original Xbox aesthetic, and yeah, that's it. So it's pretty spicy, and that's what the consensus seems to be online about this thing, is that it is pretty expensive, but it does look like a nice product. Like, Eon doesn't make bad stuff. I have a GCHD. That's what when I was doing the Four Swords Adventures with my friends a few months back. That's how I have it hooked up to my HD TV for the GCHD. It's a nice thing. I never tried the N64 one, the Super 64, but that was a similar situation. That was $150, and people were complaining that was a more expensive option than other N64 HDMI things. So, Eon, they just make a premium kind of product.
Yeah.
Clearly it's working out for them because they're still making them, right? So, I don't know. Anywho's, that was Eon. The presentation itself I wasn't thrilled with. I didn't like the video. Like, it's 2 minutes and what is it? It's 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and they don't actually start showing the product until a minute and a half in.
Yeah, that's man.
And it's just like some girl walking through an alley.
More.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be more. The way they promoted it, I really thought it was going to be more than just this. So, but either way, it's a thing that exists. It's not what I expected. I don't think either of us predicted an original Xbox thing. So
no. What did I said GameCube, right?
They already have a GameCube one. You said NES. You said
say?
Like old NES
I said
and
NES,
stuff.
Yeah.
So, next up, we had the PlayStation Showcase on May 24th.
Should we save that for the last?
Yeah, let's get Marvelous. Let's
get
Marvelous out of the way.
I feel, and like, I really honestly don't mean any offense by this. So please, if anyone like watched the Marvelous Showcase and was like, "Oh, you're speaking directly to my soul," like, this is not a shot at you. This was anime bullshit. The showcase.
Yeah, let's see.
This was a Japanese game focused fucking thing, and like Rune Factory looked pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. It started with Loop 8. Then you got there's the whole list right in the
Fashion
beginning.
Dreamer.
Fashion Dreamer. We saw that in Nintendo Direct recently. That's like it's like,
and like, that's
not
what I'm
style
saying.
savvy.
Like that is not for me even a little bit. Like,
no,
I know we
definitely
had some people that are very excited about it, but like, man, more power to you. I don't get it. I don't understand what's fun about that. But I play pad and fucking snap. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Let's see. Fashion Dreamer. Then they showed Project Magia. I don't know what this is about. It just looks like another RPG. That was
the one with the character designs by the dude who does Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
That anime. Yeah, like, the characters look cool, but like, it was
just character designs. That was it.
Yeah.
There's no info.
What's so hard about these types of presentations, even if they include a ton of gameplay footage, it's all in Japanese, right? Because this is definitely made for the Japanese market, and that's fine. But it's so hard to distinguish between Japanese RPG versus this Japanese RPG when it's in Japanese. Like, I don't know what we're doing or talking about.
Oh, you
and
didn't?
It all looked very similar.
Did you?
To me.
Where did you watch it? Because I'm watching on the Xseed one that's all subtitled.
No, sure. I'm just saying, like, the gameplay and all of that. Like,
yeah, okay, I guess.
You know what I mean? It because the gameplay itself. I'm a stupid fucking American. Like, I speak one language. You know what I mean? It's just, I need you to draw better pictures.
Speaking of drawing pictures, the next game, Project Life is RPG.
See how I did that? That was good, right?
I like the sentiment behind it, but there's no gameplay. It's like, here's a bunch of pictures. We're going to make an RPG. Yeah. I'm like, don't you do that anyway?
Isn't that a thing you were going to do? Regardless?
Is this new? Let's see. After that was the Harvest Moon Rune Factory situation.
Yeah, the Story of Seasons.
A Story of Seasons. Then it was Rune Factory. Yeah. Then it was
Daemon X Machina.
There was one other one before Daemon X Machina. I can't believe that game's getting a sequel, huh?
Yeah.
That's wild. Did not see that coming. That was a pretty big surprise. I mean, I didn't care for the demo, honestly, of the first Daemon X Machina. Sure. So I'm like, okay, I can see why people would like this, but it's definitely not for me. But I'm glad that it seemed like the people who were making it really cared about it, because like they did the demo, then they did another demo, they listened to all that feedback, and they like really cared about this project. So good for them that it's getting a sequel. I'm very happy for them.
The Rune Factory Project Dragon, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that looked pretty cool. I don't know shit about the Rune Factory games. I just thought it looked nice, like the way it was moving. I thought the character design looked cool. The dragons looked cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
Well animated.
But yeah, anime bullshit, the showcase.
I did like the showcase's presentation. That made me pretty happy because it had a personality. There was like that third voice that was like just randomly acknowledged throughout the video. They just look up and be like,
I love super excited Japanese guy.
Oh my god,
like
he was
one
great.
Of my favorite things.
Yeah, it was this was a very great interpretation of the super excited Japanese guy with the other two like super straight laced business dudes. And then this voice just pops in, like, "Hey, can I join you?" And he's like, "Sure."
Hey guys, this is fucking dope.
Come and join us. Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm excited as heck. I liked how this had a personality. I liked how they talked about them too. And this is what we're going to get to in the Sony showcase too. Which one of the things I didn't like about, I don't like any of their presentations these days because
I don't either. I really don't.
In going back in my Zelda videos,
lifeless and corporate.
Yeah, even like, not even that, because like I'm going back to the old E3 presentations for the Zelda videos I was making, right? And I wound up watching a bunch of the older Nintendo ones and just like having this nostalgia. And then I went back and watched like an old PlayStation 1 for like even the corporate speak, but they would still come out and they would talk about what they were doing. It wasn't just like, here is a string of trailers and every now and then we'll flash like a logo in between them. It's just like, that's what the big difference between what Sony does and a Nintendo Direct is, because the Nintendo Direct, it's not that deep as the indie showcases usually are, but there's something in between. Like it's not just trailer.
The
like
creator or the director. Or
somebody will come out and say something, or they'll just be announcement like this new game from this company is coming soon, and then they'll show the trailer. Like there's something to break it up. And they have a personality. And that's what I really appreciate about the Marvelous Showcase. I could not give less of a crap about any of these games, but I was entertained by the presentation. So, more like that, please. Agree. Big thumbs up.
Yeah.
You did a good job, Marvelous.
I did. As a side note, while I was looking up the release list, or the recap, there's a website called digitallydownloaded.net, where I was looking at the recap of the Marvelous Showcase. And they had a link to an article that there is a game coming out. I don't even know what it's coming out for because I didn't even read any further into it because I don't care. I'm looking down at the bottom. iOS and Android, even better because I'll just play it with my backbone. It is a Tamagotchi-style gameplay with RPG elements. You get Yolk Heroes a long time ago. And I was like, fuck, that's such a good title. I love everything about that. That's all I need to purchase a game. Come on, Yolk Heroes a long time ago? Do you know what a tamago is, Chris?
It's got something to do with eggs, right?
It is. It's like a sweet egg omelet over rice, usually.
It's pretty clever shit. Well done.
A long time ago.
All right, let's talk PlayStation Showcase. You want to take the lead here?
I don't care. I was so happy by a lot of what was in this showcase, but also so concerned with how close to the introduction my AI prediction actually was.
Yeah. I was actually really pleasantly surprised by this because I didn't watch it until earlier today. Because I haven't had a chance to. But the reaction to it had been pretty negative from what I'd seen online. And so I was like, I don't know about this. And then, of course, like, it starts off with this stupid
Fair Games
thing.
I thought that looked kind of cool. Like, it's definitely not for me. Like, it looks like a live servicey kind of thing. But I was like, all right, like this is kind of fun. I see the appeal here.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see the appeal because I don't know what this game is yet. Because the first words you see in this showcase, cinematic trailer, not actual gameplay.
Yeah.
So we don't know what this game is. We have no
There's a lot
idea
of that.
because they didn't say anything about the game afterwards. It was just a whole bunch of cinematics. Okay, sure, it's about people robbing shit, but what does that mean?
It's a competitive heist experience.
I don't know what that means. That's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. So this invasion thing, what game was this? It was kind of goofy.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah, Helldiver 2. I'm not familiar with the original Helldiver. This again does not look like my cup of tea, but it looks neat. I was watching this trailer. This looks really cool.
What bothered me about the Helldivers thing, like what really just kind of, I was like, man, because the first Helldivers is not a third person action adventure. I forget what the fuck it is, but it's not tongue in cheek enough. Like it's still a little too oorah fucking military for like the tone that they're setting. And I just like, I know I got on Nintendo a bunch for like delaying Advance Wars, but that's because Advance Wars like is tongue in cheek enough. You know what I mean?
Very much not that.
And I'm not saying Helldivers should go totally in that vein, but like you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The fucking main badass chick in Wreck-It Ralph who comes over from the fucking Big Bug game.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the kind of tone that I wish Helldivers took. And it's still a little too serious, I think.
See, I initially just thought Starship Troopers.
Yeah, there you go. I was struggling to find that too. Starship Troopers.
And again, it doesn't look like it's for me, but I did think it looked kind of. I thought it looked amusing.
Yeah.
Looks nice, pretty.
Yeah, it looks really good.
What's this next one, dude? With the snarky fantasy game.
EA Immortals of Avium.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very pretty, but it's like snarky protagonist fantasy thing. I don't know. Seems pretty.
It looks kind of cool. Like the first person like magic using looked pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna play it though.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
This was not for me. Then
we had what's this one?
Ghost Runner 2.
Yeah. Who knows? It's us all cinematics.
The first Ghost Runner is really cool. Like first person parkour, crazy shit. Like it's a fun game. I'm sure this will do well. It's not like my favorite shit ever, but it's cool. That's fun. Ghost Runner 2, that's exciting.
This next one looked really cool. This looks really cool.
This was me the game. Again, they were like, we got to get a game for Dan in here. Hold on one second. Like, as I'm watching this one, I'm like, all right, so we got fucking crazy, like, Japanese folklore, myth, monsters, and kind of shit. We got, badass katana-wielding protagonist with a dope hat. And then as I'm watching, like, the little gameplay bits that are in there, it moved like a wuxia fucking kung fu film.
But it also, is hitting me with bits of, like, the Arkham games, with the way he's fighting multi-directional, Like,
yeah,
I thought this looked cool as hell. Again, I'm probably not going to play it, but I'd watch someone play it. Shit, this just looks so cool.
Yeah, like I made Tiff watch some of this, and like I was like, all right, so check this one out. Like I skipped through the first couple, and I was like, this one I'm actually excited about, and she was like, yeah, I mean that's definitely a day one purchase for you, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, I mean I really think so. Phantom Blade 0.
It also looks like you have control over this one, like. We'll get to that a little bit later. If like I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at the way it works, and I can imagine it being manageable. And there's granted, I don't know what it's actually going to look like when the game is playing, but like when we saw Spider-Man later, that game hurt my head. Like there's just prompts everywhere, Every time you're doing
so
something,
excited.
it's like, here's a prompt over here, here's a prompt over here, press this button here, do this. I'm going to slow down, think about doing this, slow down, think about doing this.
I know,
and
I promise it works.
I'm
promise
sure it
works.
does, but it hurts my head to look at it. And this looks like I'm just watching it over and over again. Like, this gameplay just looks ridiculously sick. Who's making this one? Phantom Blade Zero.
That I don't know.
It's made by Coming to PS5. Okay, cool. What an interesting
I believe
name.
this is a PS5 exclusive. I think I saw that somewhere this week.
Well, it's certainly neat. You know what else is neat? This next one. The from the people who made Journey, Giant Squid.
Yes.
This one.
I was really excited about this one too. Like, I was a little bummed in the first couple of games that they showed. I was like, all right, that's not like the most exciting shit. But then Phantom Blade Zero comes out, and then it's like from the creator of Abzu, The Pathless, and Journey. I was like, I'm in.
Sword
Done.
of the Sea, and he's like surfing on a sword over a desert that's moving like an ocean. Like,
yeah,
this looks wild. I really don't understand what the gameplay is going to be like, but I don't care. Again, it's
I don't
not
know that
something
it matters.
It's not something that I'm probably going to wind up playing myself, just because I can't imagine it fitting into my life in any way, shape, or form, nor do I own a PS5. But it's the kind of game that I'm so glad exists, because it's gorgeous. It looks so cool. And that's the other thing about this, the Sword Zero game we were talking about. It's like, it's colorless, but still full of personality.
Yeah.
Which is not like, it doesn't look like colorless, like, here we're gonna sepia tone everything to make it look more realistic. Like, you used to get that a lot in the Xbox 360 PS3 era. This is like very stylistically done with like the way light reflects on things. It's and like the blood and the lights seem to be adding color to it. I think it's really cool. But yeah, this game looks neat.
I misspoke earlier. I said Japanese. It's Chinese mythology in Phantom Blade Zero. The studio that's making it is called S Game. And they are based in China.
Oh, well, all right, cool.
Yeah, and like the director of the game specifically was like, we took inspiration from Chinese kung fu films. I was like, yes, thank you,
awesome.
It's everything I want in life.
So the next was the Talos Principle 2.
Yeah, it's cool, like AI robot thing.
Okay, no gameplay.
No,
thanks for that. 2023. Good for you. From the creator of Grease. Okay, I heard that game is phenomenal. This trailer looks pretty wild.
Neva or Neva. I doubt it's Neva. My United States of what Neva? I hope it's Neva. Yeah, like absolutely nothing here. It looks really interesting and artistic, and like that's cool. But it was it's such a heartbreak. This is where I thought like this showcase kind of fucked up a little bit, because you had Phantom Blade, right, and then you have like the Talos Prince, and you go through like these different things, and then you get to this like heart wrenching kind of story trailer that they show here for Neva, and then the next thing is Cat Quest.
Hard left
Pirates
turn.
of the Caribbean. Like it's so fucking cute. And good for people that are excited about Cat Quest. Yeah.
It is. And this is a great trailer because it's full of gameplay. It shows you a little bit of cinematic, and then it shows you what the game is. And it looks adorable. I heard the other Cat Quest games are pretty cute too. That's neat. Good for them. Oh, and then this one.
So I felt the way that you sound right now. And then I called my daughter down and I was like, Katie, come take a look at this trailer. And she was like, that looks awesome.
Oh,
that
it
looks
does.
Like more Splatoon, but for people who don't have Nintendo. And I was
until you saw the Square Enix logo. Because there's a 0% chance that this isn't going to be monetized within an inch of its life.
Probably.
Because that's the Square Enix thing. I'm looking at this like, this is a neat idea. This is, someone took a look at Splatoon and said, wow, that's really popular in Japan. We should do that. And then they came up with their own little ripoff, which is a neat spin on it. You know, it's musical, but it's got pop stars just like Splatoon. It doesn't have an interesting character designs as Splatoon, but the whole foam concept is neat. You know, you get a thumbs up.
The verticality of it, I thought, was really cool. The way, like, they're shooting the foam and building it up and then surfing on it. And
yeah,
like,
it's not just covering the environment. It's, you know, building up on the environment. I could see a next generation Splatoon incorporating something like that. That would be pretty neat.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's Square Enix. I have zero faith in this. Like, this is it is going to be monetized so disgustingly. There's going to be so much pay to win stuff. There's going to be microtransactions. There's going to be season passes on top of season passes. Like, this is going to be so scummy because that's Square Enix. There's just no way it's not going to be. I mean, I mean, you're probably right. We don't know that for sure. We don't, but they did it to freaking Chocobo Racing. There's no way they're not going to do it to this.
We can't report that as fact.
We can't report it as fact.
Right.
But yes, there's no way in my wildest dreams that Square Enix isn't going to take this neat idea and just completely ruin it. I mean, there's just no way. It wouldn't
surprise me if this came out as like a free-to-play thing. With, like, based on just a total live service model.
Could be. And if it didn't work for Ninjala. So, and then, I don't know. This is a neater concept than Ninjala, but it's not as, I think, visually interesting as Ninjala was.
Yeah.
And there's something about this whole model that Square Enix is into. And these live service games are shutting down fast. Because like everyone wants to there's live services for everything. Every game wants all of your time every day, and it's like it just doesn't exist. So they could theoretically be giving us something Splatoon on other platforms, and that would be really cool if they were, but I have zero faith in Square Enix about this. And that's upsetting because I did think it was a really neat concept.
Yeah, I thought it looked really cool. I thought graphically it looked really interesting. I thought like I said, the verticality of it, of like building up these interesting foam things and then surfing on them.
I really like the concept of it.
Really cool.
I don't like the character designs, but I love the concept. I like the name Foam Stars. I think that's pretty cool. It's good. It's right there. And if it was coming from anyone but Square Enix, I'd be like, that is a really good Splatoon ripoff. Good job. But
how weird is it though that we live in a world where we're like, if it was anybody but Square Enix,
right? God, that company has tarnished its reputation.
It really fucking has, man.
Plucky Squire still looks great.
Yeah, that was like in my top 5 games of this show. Like, I am so fucking excited about that game. I think it looks so fucking cool.
It was one of my favorite things at E3 last year.
Yeah.
And it looks just as good now as it did before. I'm still super stoked on it. Yeah.
I'm glad they're taking their time to get it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Devolver doesn't put out garbage. What the hell was this Lego looking game? Sorry, I'm scrolling.
I don't know. I kind of
scrolling through the video
when they showed this one. I don't know,
because it was between Plucky Squire and Metal Gear. So what the hell difference does it make?
Yeah, like it was
a bunch of bricks.
It's Minecrafty. I don't fucking care. I don't understand. I don't understand in a world where Roblox and Minecraft exists. I don't understand why this is a thing you did. And maybe that's not fair. But then, Chris, we get the most
teardown.
Are we sure Kojima is not back at Konami?
We are sure.
Because this was some Kojima.
This is a Kojima shit, right?
Shit.
This trailer started with the ant, and I'm just like,
ants.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
And then there's a bird, and a frog, and then a fucking crocodile and a snake start fucking each other up. And then it just pans through, and there's naked snake just fucking sitting there. Fucking Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And this was a rumor of like the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is gonna happen, and it's gonna be fucking dope. Metal Gear Solid 3 I think I've said on this show, is my favorite. And if I haven't said on the show, I have now. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I think is the best of the Metal Gear Solid games. And I think it's a fucking incredible game. Particularly the ending fight against the boss as Naked Snake is transitioning into Big Boss. This is a fucking brilliant game. And to get a full-fledged remake of it, without Kojima being involved, like that, there is some concern there.
Oh, for sure.
This game
color me cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, like I am really fucking excited. But then they hit you with the alert sound and Metal Gear Solid Master Collection with the important distinction of being Volume 1.
Indeed.
Right? Coming with Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 3. Plus, it has been confirmed. This is basically just a port of the HD collection that they did that also has Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge.
No. Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the MSX games.
Solid Snake, sorry. What did I say?
Include the NES games. There's been a little bit of confusion about it. No, because
I thought it did. I thought I saw a thing on Polygon today that said it had both of those.
It has both the MSX games, not the NES games.
The MSX games,
yeah.
Okay.
It has Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, including VR missions and special missions, which is really cool, because special missions I don't think has been released outside of Japan before. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty is the HD collection version, and Snake Eater is also the HD collection version. This is super cool. Its collection includes the classic versions of the games, complete with minimal edits to copyrighted contents, that's just going to be some of that weird live action footage they threw in some of the cinematics. Could not possibly care less.
At that point, yeah.
I don't care. At that point, it doesn't matter what footage they show, because at that point you're so deep into the mythology, you're like, I don't understand what's happening, right? This shit's gone off the rails. Why am I looking at this? Doesn't matter what you're looking at.
Doesn't matter.
I just want to know what platforms it's on, and I don't know why that's a fucking secret.
This is coming to everything.
Is it?
It has to.
Is it coming to Switch? It says, what is it? The most modern platforms? It's worded really fucking weird. Like,
it's worded in a very Konami kind of way.
Exactly.
Where they're being assholes about it.
Just say it. Just say, why is this a surprise? Like, the only thing I can think of is that if it is coming to Switch, it's coming to Switch, and they're going to announce it. They want to hold off so they can announce it during a Nintendo Direct. But, like,
well, if it's coming to Switch, it's going to be announced with an exclusive port of Twin Snakes.
Twin Snakes. See, that's what I got.
That makes sense.
That
right.
It does and it doesn't. Like, on one hand, like, sure, that would be awesome. That would make sense if Twin Snakes is ever getting re-released. It's obviously going to be Nintendo exclusive because they paid for the thing. But I don't know that that's ever getting re-released. I just don't. But then again,
I do want it, though.
I do too. I want them both. I really do. I really want to play through Metal Gear Solid again. I don't know that I'm ever going to play 2 and 3. I mean, I played 2. I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to playing 3. I know I should, but
3 is it's the best one. It's so fucking good.
I love the original PlayStation Metal Gear Solid so much, and I haven't replayed it in like a decade. I love that game. I'm really looking forward to having an excuse to play it again if it's on Switch. Like, having that on that ecosystem, especially fucking, there's a Solid Snake amiibo behind me. Put Metal Gear Solid on Nintendo again. It's been ages.
They really should.
But you know what else excited. I really want? This is a weird segue, but I've been thinking about it ever since I saw this. I'm like, this Master Collection, first, that it's Volume 1, that's great. That means there's going to be more of them. I don't know what they're going to do with the more of them, but this has the MSX games in it, right? The NES games are just fucking lost, right? They don't belong anywhere. There's no way Konami's going to include them in a future collection because they're just the NES games. Nobody really cares about them outside of, like, American people our age who grew up with them. The only place those games belong are on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
You're not going to sell them separately. You're not going to put them in a collection. I'm sure of this. But if you threw them up on Konami's already got a couple of games on NSO. They could totally put those games on Nintendo Switch Online, and that would be the perfect place for them. Because, like, who's going to pay extra to play the downgraded NES port from instead of the MSX game, and the weird non-canon sequel, Snake's Revenge? Probably nobody.
I mean,
me too. Absolutely. But we're in the vast minority there. Now, if we can,
we are.
I really do. I really think we are. I don't think there's enough of a market for specifically the NES. The NES Metal Gear where you don't get to fight Metal Gear, like, yeah, that one.
That's fair. That's fair.
And now for the final boss to blow up this computer. No Metal Gear for you. But yeah, the music's so good. That was my first Metal Gear game. It was not most people in the United States, but like a lot of people our age, that's what we knew Metal Gear from. Those two NES games. And I think Nintendo Switch Online is exactly where they belong. But the most important thing that they can do with the Volume 2 is get the Game Boy Advance game into as many hands as they can. They could totally sell that game. Just
not Gaiden.
It's Ghost Babel, but it's not everywhere in the world except the United States. It's just Metal Gear Solid, and everywhere else it's Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel. But whatever.
Yeah,
that game rules.
Sorry, it's Resident Evil Gaiden. Yeah, that game's great.
I haven't played it for freaking ever, and nobody's played that game. Like, it came out late on the Game Boy Color. It's really freaking good. I would love to have that as part of Volume 2. I think that one is also more likely to show up on NSO if it's going to show up anywhere. But who the hell knows? Like, what does Volume 2 of this look like?
Metal Gear Solid 4, which has not been released outside of the PlayStation 3 generation. It's not available anywhere else outside of that. But then you've got like
Peace Walker,
Portable Ops. You could do the fucking weird acid games if you wanted to.
See, I would think that acid.
You could maybe do 4 and 5, and then.
Well, if we're doing 3 games at a time, right? We got Solid 1, 2, and 3. Then I guess the next lineup is Portable Ops, Peace Walker, and 4.
Yeah, like that makes sense.
So that would be your Volume 2, and then
you might throw like Rising or Revengeance in there, or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, yeah. I see that strikes me as like an offshoot. I feel like I don't think that fits in a master collection. So I don't
think so either, but a master collection seems to indicate like the entirety of the story. Somewhat.
Maybe.
I want to get this and play through it. Like, I just want to play through all these games again. It's fucking sad. Like, and that I think is the thing that's most indicative of this Sony show is that the thing I'm most excited about is a remake of a game that's 20 fucking years old.
Besides Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I would argue that it's, in my opinion, I say this, I'm going to say it, but I don't know that it's what I actually think, but I'll say it anyway. Top 10 games of all time, Snake Eater. For me, I think that's probably accurate. I haven't sat down to really think about it, but I think that game is fucking perfect. Like, I think it's a damn near flawless game.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh my god, I fucking love it so much.
I couldn't get anywhere in that game. I'd go like 4 feet and be like, I gotta change my camouflage again. I gotta change my camouflage again. I gotta change my camouflage again. I know, but I did. I couldn't get out of my own head with it.
That's fair. Like, just the again, the fight with boss at the end in Field Flowers is one of just like, it's this beautiful cinematic thing. It's very old school samurai film too. The battle with the end. you just wait him out and he fucking dies of old age. That's just fucking great. Oh man. And like, you know how I feel. I don't like games where you have to like craft and eat and all that shit. I fucking hate all that. But like, it's not overbearing in this game. Like, the systems aren't too fucking complicated or what. I just think it's fucking brilliant. I love this game so much. And I'm very, very excited.
Well, I'm very excited about the Master Collection. I'm interested in the naming convention for the Metal Gear Solid Delta. I get that's like kind of 3, but like it also kind of makes me wonder if they're going to be remaking all 3 of these games in chronological order.
God, I just took it out. I just unzipped. It's out now, Chris. Keep talking. Honestly, like, 2 is kind of like the weird bastard stepchild, right? But if there was a full-fledged, like, because I also really love Metal Gear Solid 4. I think that one is also really fucking great. And it definitely was an adjustment, like getting into that new perspective and all of those things. It was like, oh, this is fucking weird. But if they did that to the original Metal Gear Solid, I mean, that game is just so solid. It's just like, oh my God, that would be incredible.
That needs to be remade differently. Because, like, Twin Snakes is great, but it shows a lot of cracks in the original game's design. And not even cracks. It just shows that game was built around the perspective, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And then when they changed it, they didn't change the game. They just changed your ability to do things in the game. And it kind of broke several things, especially the Ocelot fight, which was just, like, hilarious. The Ocelot fight was kind of challenging in the original game, and this one's just like, just first-person mode. As soon as you see him poke his head out, just shoot him. That's it.
I'll just pick him off.
Completely ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a full-on, proper, smart remake of Metal Gear Solid is... like, that game fully remade and done well has the potential to be like a game of the year again.
Oh, for sure.
It's that good.
It is and always has been. Original Metal Gear Solid blew my mind back then, and I would love an excuse to play it in its original form on my Switch. I would just love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, this Towers of Agabasa.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, nope. Final Fantasy looks neat.
I'm kind of excited about this one. Like, I like the idea that you turn into the summons and, like, fight like as kaiju, it looks like. That is fucking cool.
Can I just say that I hate PlayStation 5 boxes?
I don't know why.
The white strip across the top, it's so bad looking. There's no style in this at all. It's just the blandest of all possible. I hate them. Xbox Series boxes aren't great either. None of this generation's boxes, with the exception of the Switch. And even then, those aren't like... Those don't have a ton
I don't... Like, the Switch is just... They're very generic and white, or red.
It's a little red square. It's not a giant white bar, which is mostly empty white. And, like, the PS4 looked fine. It was fine because it had that kind of blue gradient thing going on there. There was some sort of design to it. The PS5 one is just like, here's some blank shit. I hate it. It's so...
but that is, like, that's not designed. It's just...
It's not designed well.
Like. I mean, there's some people that really like the white minimalist aesthetic.
I love a good white minimalist aesthetic. I love a good white minimalist aesthetic. This is not that. This doesn't look sleek. It doesn't look slick. It doesn't look... It needs something. Something is missing from this. Yeah. It's too far in the minimalist direction. And it just kind of goes to the general thought process that they don't put a lot of thought into their physical releases. But speaking of physical releases, Alan Wake 2 ain't getting one.
I don't know. I thought this game looked cool. I didn't play the first Alan Wake. But it looks like a fun, scary game.
And it's only going to be digital for very specific reasons, which are all bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Assassin's Creed, because of course...
Looks to be kind of a return to, like, what Assassin's Creed should be. Or should be is maybe the wrong word, but what Assassin's Creed was versus whatever the fuck this last couple of things have been.
I don't know. Beats me. Revenant Hill was next. I'm sorry, I just want to move on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I'm so out of the loop on Assassin's Creed that I thought this was a remake of, like, the first one. I didn't realize it wasn't until it got to the end. I was like, oh, this is new. Okay.
I just saw Assassin's Creed and just tuned out. And then this Revenant Hill thing, I don't know if this is the gameplay
the
or
Night
not.
in the Woods people.
Was any of that gameplay? Cool. Who knows?
It probably.
That's the thing with that art direction. Like, that could have been gameplay, or that could have been a cinematic. We don't know.
Yeah.
SAG Games.
Grand Blue
What's this
Fantasy
one?
Was next. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Oh, yeah.
RPG bullshit.
It's pretty.
Yeah, like Grand Blue's cool. People like Grand Blue.
I've never heard of Grand Blue before. Should I
Oh,
have?
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Probably.
It's pretty neat looking. Like, it's again not for me, but it's pretty neat look. It's got a good visual style. Like,
It does.
I like how we're at the point now where game platforms are powerful enough that even the, like, let's say low budget, crank them out RPGs look pretty solid. You know,
They look really good.
yeah. Then we got more Street Fighter 6. Like, just stop, all right? I'm already sold. I mean, I'm not going to buy it, but
sold. I'm so excited. I don't know what the hell is happening in any of it, but I'm so excited.
I cannot wait to watch people play this game. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to buy this. I mean, if I had a modern platform, I might consider it. But after playing that demo on the PS4, it's like, I think Street Fighter has aged out of me as far as being able to play it. This looks very tournament ready.
I'm just
that's
curious
what it feels
about
like
all
to
the
me.
other modes and all the stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I did not like that adventure mode in the demo. I didn't care for that at all. But that's the thing. I really want to watch pros play this game. I'm so excited for this to be in the world. It's so much more of a fleshed out project than 5 was off the gate. Like, they're putting the work in. I'm very, very happy about this game's existence.
I still hate the logo, though.
Yeah, the logo sucks.
It on the logo, that sucks.
And that's
stupid.
The box art's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. You
got all these great character designs, and you're going to take a terrible picture of one of your less inspired
generic
characters.
Bullshit.
He's not even a terrible guy to begin with. He's fine in the game. Like, this is just a terrible picture of that dude. This is bad idea all around. What are you doing? What is this weird next game? It looks all colorful and Metroidvania. Ultros.
Yeah, I was really excited about this one.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
I got some super like Hollow Knight vibes off of this one. Like weird, kind of creepy Metroidvania, interesting, like the bug.
Yeah,
bosses
very colory, very trippy.
Yeah, it looked really cool. It looked really good on my TV with all like the backlights going and stuff.
You love those lights.
Cool. Oh my god, they're so fucking awesome. You got to get some. I got to get you some.
I'm very happy for you, Dan.
Yeah. I'm a simple man, Chris.
What's
I like
this?
sparkly things.
This is a big robot. I forget what this one is. This is another anime thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of tuned out after this one because it wasn't Ultros.
Again, it looks really good. The cell shading on here is just. This is a
really
very
cool.
impressive looking game. What is it?
This one was. Oh, what the fuck was it? I'm looking down because hold on.
Tower of Fantasy.
Tower of Fantasy, yes.
Then you got Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah,
That's
with
cool.
gameplay, that looked cool.
Yeah, I've never played the original one, but I know people love it, and it looks cool as heck. That's really cool looking trailer. Yay, dragons. I don't care about Five Nights at Freddy's. Help Wanted. Then we got some VR footage that makes me want to barf.
Help Wanted 2, though, like with the movie coming out, that's exciting.
Oh yeah, that's there's no way that's not going to make money. Good for them. I just don't really care.
I don't know. This Resident Evil 4 VR mode, that's pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah, it makes me want to barf.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even watching the trailer makes me want to throw up. Like, I'm good for you. Bully for you. I'm not going anywhere near this ever in my life. No, thank you.
The next one they showed, the Arizona Sunshine 2 with the guy picking up the zombie head and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was kind of goofy.
That was fun. That's fine.
Ugh.
Like whatever. Then there was,
shooty one
military
here?
Shooter, Crossfire, Sierra Squad. Like that sounds like a budget title.
And Synapse, that looks pretty wild.
This Synapse one, I actually think is one of the more interesting type. Like you're in the guy's mind,
Yeah.
and it kind of looks like a combination of like what a modern psyops might look like. Grabbing shit and throwing it around. It looks really fucking cool.
That was another one that kind of melted my head a little bit. It was like, I don't even know. This looks awesome, but then we got some fresh Beat Saber action.
I mean, anytime you put "Don't Stop Me Now" in a fucking presentation, I'm gonna be excited about it.
Yeah.
Because
Beat Saber Queen music back. Cool.
Yeah, done.
Do it.
Sold. But then I think this is a bigger deal than what I feel about it, but Marathon.
Oh yeah, people were really excited about this one. This is a Bungie doing something that doesn't look bad.
This is Bungie's game before Halo.
Yeah.
Like this was on, what was it on? The Apple.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. I forgot that this is like a going back to their roots.
Yeah,
yeah,
like this was an Apple II.
That's why
like
people
that.
were so excited about this.
Exclusive.
I thought it was just like looked cool and it was Bungie, but yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, way to go,
like
guys.
this is a big hairy deal. Like Marathon coming out is a big fucking hairy deal, and it looked pretty cool. It
did look cool. Yeah,
it's got kind of like that interesting Bungie dystopian kind of futuristic setting that they're really really good at. There's apparently been some more stuff. I didn't look it up too much because I don't care that much. That there was like an augmented reality thing on their website to like the whole, like they were like the world is working together to figure out more information or whatever about this. But like there was an augmented reality thing that a bunch of people like cracked the code on, and it gave some more information. But like Marathon is a big deal. Now whether that one ends up as a PlayStation exclusive or not, because Bungie is now owned by PlayStation. But like all the Destiny stuff has still been multi-platform. I don't know. We'll see.
We shall. There's something called Concord. That's a game.
Well, there was more Destiny after that too.
Oh, is that what that was? There was that?
Yeah.
Skipping ahead too much. I thought that was all the same game.
No. I don't know what the hell this Concord was. They showed nothing about it.
What's
but
this?
Then, Chris?
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, the movie.
Oh my god.
It's going to be so fucking good. But then Fuckface was back.
Yeah, we got earbuds. Like, earbuds are coming to PlayStation. What?
Was like, we got some PlayStation branded earbuds. This PlayStation Q thing, I don't know, man. This could be really fucking great. It could be. It's got the 8-inch fucking screen. Your streaming games that you have to already have, like it has to be paired with your PS5, and you're streaming things to your Q. I think it's really going to depend on
price.
Price certainly. It's going to be expensive.
If this thing's $300, it's not going anywhere. Nobody's buying this thing.
I don't know that that's true.
Well, I'm not going to say nobody's buying it, but it is not reaching mass market at $300. No fucking chance, because you already have to own a $500 PlayStation 5. No. I don't know how much money you think people have, but no.
Well,
that is not a mass market device.
I think the interesting thing is going to be what the swappability of it is. Right, because there's no way it can function as quickly as a Switch does.
Correct.
Because the Switch is the system.
Right?
Yeah. So putting it into the dock, boom, it's right on your TV. But if it's fast enough, and this is kind of their answer to the Switch, I think it could be a really big deal.
This is more Wii U than Switch. It's also ugly as shit.
Is it though?
Yeah. It's
I don't know
it's streaming from your system, right? It's
yeah.
That's what the Wii U did. You know, you're not putting this in a pocket. You're not even putting this in a carry case. Look at that thing. It's pointy. There's huge gaps in it. This is not meant to be carried around. Like, this is for playing in various rooms in your house. I don't see you taking this on the road very much. I don't know, maybe you are.
Know, man.
I don't understand how that tech works. Like, if you're streaming it from your PlayStation, you have to be somewhere where you're able to stream, and that stuff's not reliable right now. Like,
well, I disagree with that entirely, because I have streamed from my PlayStation with remote play onto my phone and a Backbone controller, not anywhere near my PlayStation. Like, I've been able to, because of the remote play feature.
Well, yeah, you have been able to do that, but I was able to play Skyward Sword with no problems. This is very, very, very case by case. By and large, this technology, this streaming games technology isn't great most places in the country. It's why that's why Google Stadia is not a thing anymore. It's just not there yet. So if we're buying a device that we already have to have a $500 PlayStation 5 to even get off the floor, I don't know how big the market is for this. A lot of it's going to depend. It's going to be very, very dependent on a lot of different factors.
I'm interested.
I think the design is batshit crazy. It might be comfortable, but it looks weird as shit. But then again, the PS5 looks weird as shit.
Yeah, I don't care how it looks. If it's comfortable, that's really all I would care about.
I thought it was very strange that they put it next to those earbuds. They're like, you got to check these earbuds out, man. They're
nice
going to make sounds in your ears. You can recharge them. This is going to revolutionize the way things sound. It's fucking earbuds. What are you doing? Why is this in your presentation right here?
Yeah,
weirdos. But okay, I don't feel great about this thing. I just don't feel great about it. I'm not getting good vibes off of it.
Yeah,
could be. I really, a lot of it's going to depend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cloud gaming, streaming stuff like this. It's just, I don't think we're there. As from an infrastructure standpoint, like, a lot of places are there, but a lot of places aren't. In the country,
yeah,
just
but
not.
I don't fucking care about people in Alabama.
That's true.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if we have any Alabama listeners. I doubt it. If we do, they've never contacted us, so they're like, they must be ashamed of either us or that they're from Alabama. I'm not sure which of the two it is. But if you're a listener from Alabama, send us an email and be like, hey, it's not so bad.
All right, so talk to me about Spider-Man for half an hour.
Oh my God. Not a half an hour. I'm so fucking excited. I am so fucking excited for this game. So it starts off and I was like, why the fuck is Seth Rollins in this video game? I know you don't know who Seth Rollins is.
He's a wrestler.
You do know who Seth Rollins is. All right.
I listen to you when you talk sometimes.
Sometimes. But I was like, all right, so there's like this dude hunting this other dude and the fur should have been a dead giveaway. But it wasn't, because like I said, I'm tired.
It was for me.
And but as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh fuck, that's Kraven. That's Kraven the Hunter in the way that Kraven the Hunter should be. He should be fucking scary.
He should be hunting.
He should be hunting. He should be terrifying. And he looked super fucking scary and intimidating in this trailer. And then the way it starts, they're like, sir, maybe you want to go kill some people in New York City. And it's like, oh, that's kind of a bold step.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Fuck, man. All right. But it starts going through a bunch of heroes and villains in New York City of the Prowler and Wraith and Spider-Man. And it was like, oh shit. All right. So Kraven's.
I love how there's no questions either. I just want to know what's going through.
Go kill these people.
What's going through Kraven's mind? It's like, all right, this guy. Wait, Spider-Man and Spider-Man. Is there two Spider-Mans? It should be Spider-Man. What's the difference? What am I looking at here? What am I looking at here?
Spider-Mans?
Spider-Mans?
What's up, Spider-Mans? Nah, he was just like, sweet, I'm in. Let's go fucking kill some people in New York City. A place where we have no jurisdiction, but we're going to fly our fucking military attack helicopters in there 6 months later.
It was a complete non-issue. He was just like,
yeah, I'm just doing it.
This is a great place to hunt some people. And he's like, yes. Why didn't I think of this a month ago?
The fucking Kraven's Last Hunt storyline is so good in the comics. It's so old school, but he's fucking eating spiders and trying to consume the power of the spider. It's fucking wild, man. It's so good. I love Kraven. He's such a cool villain. I hate what they did to him in the Ultimate Comics where he was like Steve Irwin. It was fucking weird. Yeah, I didn't love that shit. But I mean, it kind of worked at the time. But anyway, so then in the next part of the trailer, and this is what the Spider-Man games did so well, is that the jump between cinematic and gameplay was non-existent. It just all was the same
it's very
thing.
seamless.
and you get like Craven's team going up to presumably like Aunt May's house in Queens, and fucking Spider-Man pops out of the basement.
Black suit right off the bat. Now, was that hinted to in previous games? That he's getting the black suit? Or it was just like, we're remaking Spider-Man 3, the video game, except we're going to do it right this time?
Yeah, like, it really wasn't a thing. It was hinted at in earlier trailers that Venom was going to be involved, but this is Peter, and he pops up in the fucking black suit and all the shit's like sticking out of him, and then you're right into gameplay, and it's the same fucking dope-ass gameplay of the Spider-Man game and Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it's just so fun and so fun to control, and it just works so well. And then what I thought was really cool was the switch to Miles. And it was like,
yeah,
oh,
that was
all right,
cool.
so sweet. This is how this is going to work. And then you're right in, and you're Miles, and you're swinging through the city. And, like, I know what you're saying with the, there's icons and QuickTime and all of that stuff, but it just, when you're playing through the game, it works so well.
I'm sure it feels good when you're doing it.
It really does. It's the most fun, like, just swinging around the city.
I liked it when he pinned that one dude against the house and just went to town on his crotch. It's just
just crotch punch.
But it was feet. He was on his hands and he's just pounding this poor man's crotch. I saw on Twitter somebody just clipped that bit. It's like, Spider-Man just gave that man a vasectomy. That man is never having children ever. Just bam, right against the house. That was a good time.
But then they did a nice bit of showing like, well, sure. Like kind of the difference between the Miles and Peter gameplay, where Miles was a little bit more strategic, and I like the shooting out web lines to like sneak across and build your own kind of platforms, and using the gadgets and the tech and jumping down for the big melee combat. All of that was cool. And then you're hunting Dr. Connors because
right, because Craven's gonna go kill Connors.
He's going to go kill Connors. But then you get to this one bit, fucking Venom Peter shows up, and they open a door, and there's just the fucking the lizard skin. And it's like, oh shit, is that a skin? That means he's getting bigger. And it's like, oh fuck, that's awesome. I love this idea. I'm happy to be a part of it. And then you jump out, and you're right into this wild-ass fucking chase scene, like through the harbor, and you're surfing and catching up to boats. And it just looked thrilling. I was watching, I was like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm so fucking into this. I love everything about this. And then, like, oh, man. And you're switching back and forth between Peter and Miles, and it looks really, like, well-timed and interesting. It didn't seem awkward at all. And then the lizard shows back up, and you're surfing on your buddy has taken control of a drone, and you're surfing, and the lizard's chasing you, and it changes perspective. There's just all this wild shit going on, and it just looks so fucking good. I'm so excited about it. Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks neat. I like I liked the way fighting as Black Suit Spider-Man worked. I like I'm interested to just see how all that plays out with, because I've never seen a story where Miles has to deal with Black Suit Spider-Man and being a dick. That's kind of a neat wrinkle.
That'll be cool. And I liked the last bit of the trailer where Miles and Peter are talking. And there was like some cool team up moves like the whole time too. But they're talking. And Miles says, like, but Peter, he's got really big teeth. And Peter just kind of looks at him and goes, so do I. And I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. I'm so excited. Yes, give me Venom. Because that's where this game ultimately leads to. Like, Kraven is the bad for the first half. And then it's going to be Venom.
Well, right? I mean, like is it, or is Venom the sequel?
I don't know. With the way, like, the logo with all the black coming in on it, and the B grader together, and there's like the electric shock to get rid of the Venom. I don't know. It all looks really cool. Maybe it just gets to a point where you're just Miles and Peter is the last boss.
Oh, maybe.
And then Venom is the sequel to that. I don't know, man.
Or Venom's the DLC. Venom's the Miles Morales DLC, you know? Because, like, the Miles Morales DLC was basically its own game, right?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, like definitely a shorter experience, like a 10-hour experience versus like a 25-hour experience. But man, they were both so good. They're just so fun and so easy to control, and it looks like it should be super duper complicated. But it just really, really works. This game is going to be fucking amazing. I'm very, very excited for it.
I'm very excited for you.
And fall 2023, I don't need to know the exact date. I don't care. It's coming out this year.
Yeah,
we're good.
That's their big for this year, no question. And they devoted a lot of time to it. So
they really did.
And
there was like that big. The one thing that I was really kind of bummed about, like we started talking about 3 hours ago, I think is when we started talking about the PlayStation Showcase. Because there were so many fucking games that they showed, but no info on them.
Yeah.
No release dates, no, like barely anything had a coming to PS5 and PC or coming, in June or whatever. It was just, here's a game.
It was a very hollow presentation.
It was, with no Hollow Knight Silksong, you
son of a fucking bitch. I was happier than I thought. I mean, obviously, most of this doesn't interest me very much, because where I am as a person and a gamer. But there was a lot of stuff that looked of quality, so that made me happy. Honestly, the I'm glad Snake Eater's getting remade. I think that's really cool. I think the re-releasing of the older Metal Gear games makes me very happy. I just want to know what other platforms they're on, because I don't own a PlayStation 5, and I'm not going to anytime soon. Not that I don't already have plenty of ways to play the original Metal Gear Solid, but I want a nice, convenient way to play Metal Gear Solid. I want it on my Switch. God damn it, that's where I want it. Make it happen. Because Metal Gear Solid 2 has never been on a Nintendo console, and neither has the original flavored Metal Gear Solid. It's Twin Snakes. There's been lots of like Metal Gear and Nintendo have deep history. The first game was on the NES, and Twin Snakes. The Metal Gear Solid 3 was on 3DS in a really, really great version. The Ghost Babel we talked about earlier for Game Boy Color. Like, there's plenty of Metal Gear on Nintendo. These games need to be there too. Just like Symphony of the Night. Come on. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Stop it.
For real.
You're being stupid. Stop being stupid.
You pricks.
Sorry, I just got a message from Mike Sheridan. I understand knocking Castlevania 3 out, but knocking out Castlevania 1 to Blaster Master, absolute nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If I was to flip over a table right if I was able to flip over a table right now, I would.
There were some definite hot takes in your responses. It's all right.
It was indeed nonsense. All right. So that's it. I'm done. I'm just not doing the rest of the show. I'm sorry. It's 20 minutes to midnight. We can't get through the 10, 20, 30, 40. Can we? Should we even try to do this?
I don't know. We didn't make our predictions. What the fuck is Evercade going to show? I think they're going to do a Midway collection. That's my prediction for Evercade. And for Meta VR,
I'm just gonna sit back
predict
and laugh.
that they fucking suck. That's what I predict. I hate them. Fuck them.
I have nothing of value to predict here. Evercade, I'm very interested to see. Like, I'm excited to watch the Evercade showcase. Where the hell did my script go? I just had it up a second ago because I wrote down notes on it. Where'd you go? Come here. There it is. All right. Evercade showcase, May 31st at 3 p.m. We'll be talking about that next week, as well as the Meta VR gaming show on June 1st at 1 p.m. So if you're on our Discord, I've been keeping a schedule of all the showcases and throwing links in where you can watch them if you want to follow us along there. That's fine. But yeah, the only two ones we've got right now, unless something surprise shows up, are Evercade and Meta. And Meta, I just could not conceivably care less about. I'm going to check it out for the sake of the show.
I don't even know what to predict.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to predict. It's the Meta VR gaming show. Whatever. But Evercade's interesting because like Evercade's could be anything. Like the Evercade is mostly retro games. There's like some modern indie games show up on there, kinda, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of retro collections, and that could be anything. You know what? I would love to see a Sunsoft collection. Sunsoft's doing all kinds of wacky stuff, cool. Right? Why not? Let's get a weird Sunsoft collection going on. There's my weird prediction for Evercade.
Yeah, Sunsoft would be cool. I think I do think a Midway collection could be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Midway would be a good thing for that.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Word.
All right. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, I'm just going to plow through the 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't know if it's going to be any good. I don't know if anyone's going to enjoy listening to it, but you know what? That's what we're doing.
We're going to get through it in 15 minutes or less.
In 15 minutes or less, or it's free.
That's right. Hot, fast, right in your face.
You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. All right, welcome to the 10, 20, 30, 40, where we talk about notable game releases from 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago. We're talking about May. Let's start with the 10 years ago. In 2013, we're going to kick things off with the PlayStation 3. We've got a bunch of DLC nonsense, Star Wars Pinball, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance Blade Wolf, Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Come on, give me something here. Give me a game. Give me an actual game. I am not seeing. Oh, here we go. Fast and Furious Showdown is a Metascore of 21. I'm sure it's fantastic. Metal Gear. Resident Evil Revelations. They spelled it right, unlike the 3DS version. So good for you there.
That's pretty awesome. That's not nothing.
Yeah, that's not nothing.
It's close to nothing.
Ratchet Deadlocked. What's this one?
More Ratchet and Clank.
One of the bajillion Ratchet and Clank games.
Which is great. Ratchet and Clank is great. But it's the same game every time.
Grid 2, Fuse, and that's it. Boy, this is a big fat wad of nothing. There's like a ton of like listings for things, but they're all these little Metro Last Light, that's a thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Xbox 360, what do you got for us?
Move on.
Xbox 360, more DLC, CC. Monica, what's yours is mine. I don't know what that is.
What's mine is mine.
There's that.
What's his is mine.
It's basically the same list, except a bunch of Injustice characters. That Fast and Furious Showdown, Resident Evil Revelations, the Call of Juarez thing, Grid 2. Oh my god, it's the same damn thing.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me as like, here's the Xbox exclusive for that month. It's just that's it. Same thing. All right, good for you. Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is a big fat wad of nothing. How about the Wii U, huh? What's the Wii U got for us? We've got Kung Fu Rabbit on the eShop. We've got Fast and Furious Showdown.
My favorite of the rabbits.
The best one. Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes. That was pretty cool. Resident Evil Revelations, Sniper Elite. That's it. God damn it.
All right.
10 years ago. Then 10 years ago has just
not
been
great.
Bad. Every month this year, I feel like the 10 years has been like the worst. What about DS? Original DS. Not much, but it's original DS. We've got California Super Sports, Publisher Dream, and Armageddon Operation Dragon, all for DSiWare. All nonsense. 3DS, we've got eShop, My Riding Stables 3D, Jumping for the Team.
Oh, I love Jumping for the Team. That was the best one.
That was the best one.
It was so good.
There's a game called Bear Shark.
Oh, I love Bear Shark.
The hit animated...
big Bear Shark guy.
Oh, it's a College Humor original series. It's a game based on an original series exclusively on Nintendo Video. I don't even remember what Nintendo Video was.
I have
Wow.
no idea.
It was like a video
I don't know
service
that
for
I've
the
ever
3DS.
heard of Nintendo Video.
They did like a weird little video series on 3DS where they took like YouTube videos and put them on a specific Nintendo video thing. It was friggin' weird. Didn't last.
That's weird.
Whatever. Swords and Soldiers 3D, Mario and Donkey Kong Minis on the Move. I think that one was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Bowling Bonanza 3D, some Fire Emblem DLC, Starship Damray. Where do I know Starship Damray? Doesn't matter. Fast and Furious Showdown. Wow, that was on 3DS too. That was everywhere. Groove Heaven. Not to be confused with Rhythm Heaven. There you go. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Pretty solid adaptation of Donkey Kong Country Returns, except without all the Wii's motion controls, so hooray for that.
Yeah.
And the Denpamen 2, Beyond the Waves. Okay for 3DS.
Okay, yeah.
PS Vita, we have Pinball Arcade DLC, iFishing Saltwater, Apocalypse Defense, what? RYMDKSP, no, RYMDKAPSEL.
Rimdoc spell.
There you go. You got it on your first try. Check you out. Star Wars Pinball. Okay. PlayStation Vita. Wow. All right. And then we had a couple platforms that didn't, like Vita and Wii had no PSP and Wii still technically exist, but had no releases this month. What a shitload of fuck, as the angry video game nerd would say. Get off my screen. Let's go 20 years ago. What are we looking at? We're looking at the PlayStation 2 20 years ago. Now we're cooking. We got Dot Hack Mutation Part 2. We got Finding Nemo. We've got Enter the Matrix. Oh, man, remember that game?
Oh, so good. I will enter your Matrix.
Oh, boy. Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, IndyCar Series, Hulk, Speed Kings, G1 Jockey 3, Chess Master, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and that's it. Enter the Matrix was a big deal, but it was not a good game.
No, it really wasn't, and I really wanted it to be.
Hulk was okay. It wasn't Ultimate Destruction, but it was still okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
How about the Xbox? How'd you do in comparison? You got Burnout 2. That's a good way to kick things off. I feel like that already came out on GameCube like the prior month, but doesn't matter. It's the developer's cut. Ooh. Stake Fortune. What is this? Stake Fortune Fighters. This cover art looks vaguely familiar. It's got a 26 meta rating. Ouch. That looks terrible. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Finding Nemo, Enter the Matrix, Inside Pitch, MotoGP 2, Bloody Roar Extreme, Hulk, Brute Force. People liked that game.
Yeah, Brute Force was okay.
Yeah. Okay, solid month for Xbox. You Burnout 2, the Brute Force, Bloody Roar. Always happy to see Bloody Roar show up somewhere.
I do love. I would love to. Blah, blah, blah. That's how fucking tired I am. I would love a new Bloody Roar game.
I think,
like, just think of how fucking cool it could be with modern graphics being what they are.
It could be very cool. It probably will never happen because it's owned by Hudson Soft, which is owned by Konami, and they're busy making Metal Gear games. How's our fancy little GameCube looking in May? Finding Nemo, Enter the Matrix, Lost Kingdoms 2, Hulk, Speed Kings, Shrek Super Party. I don't know, Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2 were pretty they were okay card-based RPGs. I mean, the GameCube was severely lacking in RPGs, so maybe in hindsight they were just like, these would be barely passable on any platform but the GameCube.
Yeah.
Probably the worst version of Enter the Matrix. Yeah, no, that gets a thumbs down.
Yeah,
Bad
the
month.
worst version of a bad game.
Yeah.
Not
a great month for GameCube. However, Game Boy Advance is where it's at. Game Boy Advance, holy shit, Game Boy Advance is stacked. All right, Iridion 2, which was a neat looking shooter. It was okay. Like
Sure.
Iridion 3D was one of those DS Game Boy Advance games. You're like, wow, wow. Graphics are amazing in
Yeah.
this. Gameplay's fine, but the graphics were amazing. Same thing went with Iridian 2. I remember liking that game. Incredible Hulk was meh. Sega Arcade Gallery was tolerable conversions of Outrun, Hang On, and Space Harrier. Not great. Not great renditions, but okay. Finding Nemo, Lufia, The Ruins of Lore. Fine.
That's pretty cool.
Right? They're fine.
Yeah.
But this month, in May, we got both the original WarioWare and Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Fuck.
Those two alone make this a killer freaking month.
Yeah. Aria of Sorrow
is my favorite of the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias.
It's so stupid good.
It's ridiculous. Game's a freaking masterpiece. And the original WarioWare also, I consider a masterpiece.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Game is
so creative. So
good.
So interesting.
Super fun. Constantly fun. Absolutely love it. Love it to itty bitty pieces. It's still fun to play today. I mean, those two releases in the same month. Either one of those would have made this. This is by far our best so far. And then that was it, right? There was nothing on PlayStation 1. The PlayStation 1 was still technically active through November of this year. Still no releases on that. So, fairly mundane releases on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. No big megatons, but Game Boy Advance fucking nailed it. Way to go.
So good.
That's 20. How about 30? How you looking, 30? What do we got? 1993. May of 1993, we're looking at the Turbo... Let's see, what didn't have releases? No major arcade or PC releases this month. Really? I wrote down none. Is there actually none? Why do I have this window open then? Yeah, there were no major releases for TurboGrafx, TurboGrafx, Turbo CD, Neo Geo, or the original Game Boy. That I thought was weird. No Game Boy releases this month.
That is weird.
The Wikipedia list goes straight from April to June. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something, but I couldn't find anything anywhere. So, original NES for May.
Nothing. It's got no. It has one. I'm sorry. Kirby's Adventure.
Oh yeah,
May of 1993,
I remember this.
Chris.
Yeah, there was only one, and it was Kirby's Adventure. I remember seeing that earlier. Yeah, Kirby's Adventure is a fucking masterpiece. That's awesome. If you're only gonna have
huge.
If you're only gonna have one game released that month, especially in an outdated system like the NES, that's the one to have. So good on you.
All right, one game for Game Boy. That would be Top Ranked Tennis.
Really?
I know nothing about that one.
All right, what do we got for Super Nintendo?
Oh no, so I'm saving. All right, so here's the Super NES list for May of 1993. We've got
a couple
Alien
good ones.
3,
I know.
Alien 3, Congo's Caper, Mech Warrior, Shadowrun, Super Black Bass, Tasmania, Vegas Stakes, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. All pretty good, but they pale in comparison to the two standouts on this list, Chris. That would be motherfucking Super Motherfucking Turrican, which is the actual name of that game.
You're burying the lead here. You're burying the lead, and I know you are.
But, I am saving the best for last. Bubsy in, Claw's Encounter of the First Kind.
Goddamn right.
Put it in me.
Not a terrible month, all in all.
No, it's really not. Super Turrican's really cool. Tasmania was fun.
Yeah, I didn't like the Super Nintendo version. The Genesis game's pretty good. Super Nintendo version was that weird Sunsoft one.
Yeah, it's all right. It's fun though. Mech Warrior's fun.
All right, let's talk Sega Genesis. Wikipedia's being all weird with the way it's displaying its list. I can't sort it by release date, so I'm just going to search for May and see what comes up. Let's see here. May 94. May 96. May 93. Hardball 3. May 95. May 94. 96. May 93. MiG-29 fighter pilot. This is going well. This is solid podcasting right here. I can't believe Wikipedia is failing me right now. Come on, Wikipedia. May 19th, Rolling Thunder 3? Okay. I played the original. I don't think I ever played any of the sequels. What else we got in May of 93? Tony La Russa Baseball.
Fuck Tony La Russa. Fucking alcoholic racist. I love Tony La I love Tony La Russa because he was the manager of like some of my very favorite like Oakland A's teams. But that guy's a fucking piece of shit a lot of the times.
That was it for Genesis, as far as I can tell. Not a great month. Then you had Afterburner 3 for Sega CD. I had no idea there was an Afterburner 3 on Sega CD. No clue.
Sure.
It looks like shit too. It doesn't look didn't really quite nail that superscalar technology. It's got this really neat effect where it goes all polygonal sort of when it goes in and out of the cockpit, but like that's it. And Game Gear had something too. What did Game Gear have? May of 93. Land of Illusion.
Kirby. That wins.
Yeah, Kirby, hands down. Yeah, Kirby wins this month.
Although, I'm also looking at this. This says Super Bomberman was released on the Super NES on May 10th. Found a different list.
I don't see that on any of my lists.
Yeah, I don't like Bomberman, so I'm going to pretend that it's not there.
Yeah, that might be its Japanese release date, but who the hell knows?
It had a Japanese release for May, but also an American release.
Well, it's not listed elsewhere, so fuck them.
Was the Jaguar out by this point?
I don't
the Jaguar
think so. I don't have Jag listed until...
Because the Jaguar was 93, right?
Where is... Atari Lynx and CDI? I couldn't find release dates. Yeah, I think if it is out by now, I couldn't find specific release dates for Jaguar games. Let's see. Oh, it came out in November of 93. So yeah, we've got time.
Okay.
We've got
All
time
right.
on the Jaguar. All right, 1993. Kirby's Adventure is hands down the winner besides Bubsy and Super Turrican. 1983. Let's finish this up. We're actually pretty close. 12:04. We almost did this in 20 minutes or less.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, let's start with ColecoVision. May 1983. We've got Gorf, Looping, and Pepper 2.
I fucking love Gorf.
Me too. Gorf is great.
ColecoVision was really good. Or the ColecoVision version of Gorf is also really, really good.
I am unfamiliar with it.
Man, maybe that's what Evercade will do. They'll do a ColecoVision.
A
port
Gorf
all the
collection.
ColecoVision games.
All Gorf all the time.
Dude, I would buy an Evercade for a ColecoVision collection. I really would. Not even gonna lie. Yeah, Gorf is great.
Oh, this is a pretty solid rendition. Yeah.
Yeah, the ColecoVision, I believe, not just because it was the first video game system that I personally played, but I believe that the ColecoVision is possibly the most underappreciated of the early home consoles. I don't feel like it carries the weight or the gravitas.
It definitely doesn't.
Because it's awesome.
It is pretty spiffy. How's its competition?
You compare ColecoVision to what was coming out on other platforms at the time. And
it was a much more powerful machine. No questions there.
Hands down.
The Intellivision, we've got Happy Trails, Safecracker, Tropical Trouble, and Whitewater. I'm unfamiliar with all of those games, and I'm not going to familiarize myself with them right now. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
How about the Odyssey 2 in May of 1983 has Atlantis and Turtles with an exclamation
Turtles!
point. Yeah.
I like Turtles.
Cool.
Yeah.
Atlantis for Odyssey 2. Is that the iMagic Atlantis? Did iMagic make Odyssey 2 games?
Probably. Why wouldn't they?
I just don't remember ever seeing iMagic. I don't remember seeing any third-party games for the Odyssey 2, but yeah, look at that. There it is. That's Atlantis. Running on the Odyssey 2.
There you go.
Huh. Well, learn something new every day. And the Atari 2600 VCS, we've got Dolphin, Enduro, Flash Gordon, Keystone Capers, Miner 2049er, and Plaque Attack. Shit, that's good. Plaque Attack rules. Yeah. I love that one. Miner 2049er is a classic. I've never really gotten into it. I think I tried that one for the first time on Atari 50, and it kind of sort of kind of started to click with me, but I don't really get anywhere. Keystone Capers is neat. Enduro is a really cool racing game, classic Activision. I've never played Dolphin. That's another Activision one. It's got that Activision sunset going on in the background. Love that.
Yeah, love that.
This is a neat looking little game. You're the dolphin, and it's certainly better than Echo the Dolphin.
I mean, what isn't?
I'm just kidding. Echo kicks the shit out of this dolphin. That's a pretty neat game. It looks like you're swimming away from an octopus trying to avoid like coral and stuff. Oh, it's got the same death sound as Mega Mania. That's great. I love old Atari Activision games. That's a solid month right there. Dolphin. That's what, 4 Activision games? Plaque Attack, Keystone Capers, Enduro, and Dolphin. And they made some killers. That was a good one. Hey, way to go. That's the 10, 20, 30, 40. We did it. We blew through it. I hope that was at least vaguely entertaining for the people listening at home. I'm done. Yeah, let's kill that, and hopefully next month Wikipedia makes more sense. It doesn't get all wonky on me. All right, everybody, thanks for listening to us mumble. That's our show. Join us next week for our next starter kit, the Wii.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be wild. I think Wii games are still pretty cheap.
I haven't even looked at it yet. I'll be honest.
Just buy Elebits. Just buy $100 worth of Elebits. That's what you need to do. All Elebits all the time. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be fun. I like starter kits. I like the Wii. That's an interesting platform with a lot of weird, cheap games. Like, there was a ton of shovelware, but some of the shovelware was actually half decent. So yeah, I'm curious to see where we land on that one. But anyways, there we go. We are on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you could shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. Sorry if our podcasts occasionally come out late. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks, and we'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it, everybody. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.